paraphernalia. You have the right to a lawyer. You also have a no insurance, civil infraction, and invalid registration, civil infraction. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You go out in the hallway, we'll set you up with an attorney, okay? Thank you. For purposes of arraignment, does he stand mute, waive formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
And now he's going to plead guilty to no ops on person with the suspend to be dismissed, and he's also going to plead to the count 2, which is expired plate, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
If you plead to expired plate, that's a civil infraction. 0 pointer. If you plead to no ops, the possible penalties are up to $100 in fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights? If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that? To the charge, no valid operator's license on person, how do you plead? Got to keep your voice up. On February the 7th of 26, were you operating a motor vehicle on Hall near Grix in Woodhaven at 3:02 p.m.?
Yes.
Did you have a valid license on your person? All right, to the charge, expired plate, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Accept your plea to no ops, accept your plea to expired plate, dismiss the suspend charge. Anything, Mr. Crawford?
Your Honor, my client's working on getting his driver's license. He's taking the necessary steps to not be in front of this court again in the future. However, the court would, he would appreciate it. The court would minimize the fines and costs. He's in between work right now and he intends to take responsibility for this. So
You gonna go take care of your warrants? Lincoln Park, Taylor, you gotta go take care of your warrants.
yeah, we discussed that, Your Honor. That was a strategy to approach it.
You've got a strategy? What's the strategy?
Well, one needs to talk to the Secretary of State, find out each location. Sure, he said he's going to, and then he's going to call each one once he gets out here one at a time, set up some court dates, okay, as he can.
Anything you'd like to say? On the no ops, 100 fines, 60 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment. 285 or 60 days and 135 on the expired plate. So he owes 410, 420.
Your Honor, I believe my client has a bond for $800 that he'd like to apply.
On this case,
He believes so. He has another matter, Judge Hessen, but he paid a bond for both, which I understand. Well,
Judge, those bonds are not on our cases.
they're not on these cases. He's gonna have to.
so, Your Honor, my client doesn't have anything to start today. What he proposed is that he can pay $50 a month starting March
What,
3rd.
is he working?
He's not working right now.
Why not? Big, strong guy like you could pick up concrete and throw it over your head. Why aren't you working? I don't get it. I'm serious. $50 a month. When's the last time you worked?
I work with my dad. He installed doors, but it's not your job.
You need to find some work. 100 per month beginning April the 1st and the 1st of every month thereafter. And then I'll let him tag along on the expired plate too, Heather. So you'll start on the no ops, 100 a month starting April 1. You gotta take yourself a job. Thank you very much. People against, he can speak good English, right?
Yes, he hasn't requested an interpreter. We had a good interaction. You understood everything we discussed, correct?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
So he's gonna plead to no ops on file 93C. They're gonna dismiss the suspend. He has 2 judgments outstanding. Excuse me. On the expired plate, no insurance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
If you plead to no ops, the possible penalties are up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not gonna have a trial. Do you understand that? To the charge, no valid operator's license on person, how do you plead?
Yeah.
I can't, how do you plead to that charge?
Are you pleading guilty?
I am guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle? On July 24 of 25 on I-75 near King in Woodhaven.
I'm sorry?
Were you driving a vehicle on that date and at that time and at that location?
Yes, I was right.
And did you have a valid license with you at the time?
No, it was suspended.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yes, I am.
Were you on probation or parole back in July of 25?
Yes, I was.
You understand by pleading guilty here? This would be deemed a violation of that probation. That probation or parole could be revoked. You could be incarcerated on that charge as a result of this plea and conviction. I don't know. I can't tell what he's doing on these.
Your Honor, 2023 cases being dismissed in global resolution. My client's going to tender guilty plea to 2 cases out of 2025. All matters are out of the whole same complaining witness. We have points of restitution. I know it's here for arraignment, but we had the city prosecutor.
For purposes of arraignment, does he stand mute, wait, formal reading on all these?
Yes,
And again, he's going to plead on the 83865 with an offense date of September 16 of 25. Then he's going to plead on the September 8 of 25. Is that right?
that is accurate, Your Honor.
All right. If you do that, the possible penalties on those 2 files are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent, right to a trial by court or jury, right to question their witnesses, right to bring in your own, right to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. By pleading guilty, you're giving up all those rights, and we are not going to have a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, with respect to the incident of September the 8th of 25, retail fraud, how do you plead to that? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And you understand this is assigned to Judge Hefson, so you're going to go back to her for sentencing, correct?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
All right, were you at Kohl's at 20840 West Road in Woodhaven on September 8th of 25 at 6:13 p.m.?
Yes.
Did you take property offered for sale to the tune of $749.97 and
Yeah.
walk past the register without paying for it with the intent to permanently deprive Kohl's of the property?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
With regard to the July 16, 25 incident to the charge of retail fraud, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On September 16 of 25 at 5 p.m., were you at the Kohl's at 20840 West Road in the city of Woodhaven? And did you take property offered for sale that was worth $469.98
Yes.
and pass all points of purchase without paying for it?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the intent to permanently deprive Kohl's of that property?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Pleas are accepted to both of those, and I'm going to go ahead and dismiss 33409. I don't even know how to handle this. We need him printed. How long, what's he in custody
Your
at?
Honor, he's been in custody now. He's serving the end of a 60-day sentence. He's been in since February 13th of 2026. Judge, we've already got the restitution stipulated to. I was going to be respectfully requesting consideration for immediate sentencing. We were asking for a jail sentence to see what we can do about that.
Well, when's he gonna pay his restitution?
As soon as he gets out there. And then the end of that, to have the payment plan, because he's in custody right now, so obviously can't pay it immediately.
Boy, what, you're just a thief, huh?
No, sir.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you just had a couple bad slurs of judgment within 8 days or 7
Yeah.
days, right? Yeah.
Yes,
I get
sir.
it. What's he in custody on?
Judge, I didn't get that extent. I know that he was on a felony matter. He was just gonna be.
What was that, a theft offense too?
You meeting by Zoom? I thought we were meeting in person.
What was that for, Mr. Hubbard?
Organized retail fraud.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sentence him now. I might sentence him once, I'm gonna
His
give him,
out date is March 16th, so I would ask for the earliest possible sentencing date. We know he's in Wayne County. I don't want him to get caught out in the wind, Judge.
yeah, it's too bad. He's really gonna go out of his way to ruin his life, isn't he? These guys. So you went in and you did it once and 8 days later you did it again? You should have been charged with serious felonies here, you know that? I mean. But at any rate, all right. What do you think it is? These just. Nobody wants to work anymore. I get this. I mean, seriously, what is going on? I mean, to enter any Kohl's store. You're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses. You're not going back to that property at 20840 West Road. You're not going back there. You cannot leave the state, cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm gonna give him a personal bond. Don't plan on these running concurrent. You got it?
What? That's not what I was told.
I don't care what you were told. I'll do what I want to do.
Okay.
Well, and Mr. Hubbard, I did indicate that it is within the discretion of the court, but requests can be made. But we did discuss that at length, but there's no discretion.
No contact with prosecution witnesses. Give me a sentence date. I'm not going to order a pre-sentence on these. And you're going to set the one in front of Judge Hess and Heather that's 8738. So preferably we'll both be here at the same time.
Right. Judge Hessen has Woodhaven on the 11th.
Should I sentence? Well, don't you want to do them okay, we'll do March 11th. At what time?
We could do, I'm looking at her docket right now, Judge. 10:15.
10:15. And then how about mine?
Yours will be the 18th, and we will do those at 10:15.
Don't get sentenced twice.
Well, you got two different cases.
So they're not a global resolution.
I took the global resolution to mean that there's three different files from three different incident states. Going back to 23, they dismissed that one and you were pleading on these two. I don't know what you mean by global resolution. I mean, I know what the term means, but I think you must understand it.
Judge, just to clarify, it means that he had three separate cases and he worked with the prosecutor to be able to have a plea worked out to all three,
I know.
which effectively, Joe, that was just clarification for Howard.
I know. These guys all want to go out and commit 32 crimes and have them all run concurrent. And after a while, it gets a little tiring to hear.
If there's a court case.
Oh, you actually have a fourth case. Shame on me. I was just advised you have a fourth case.
That's,
It was scheduled at a different time. So we'll just schedule it on that future date.
what in the case?
How old are you?
41.
Wow. Can't be too fun living your life like this. You got a fourth one that they're gonna schedule on one of the other days. I don't need a pre-sentence. I'm not ordering one for her. I'll take this and we'll go from there. Thank you. Christopher William Chapman. 26W8415.
I'm sorry. I got Driscoll in there and Mr. Shemke's got a felony.
Which one?
It's right here.
Okay.
Thanks.
People against Kai Banks. Kai Lenise Banks, 260-722-921 FY.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Shem, here we have my client with purchase.
Your name, ma'am? Detective, your name?
Detective Sergeant Mark Driscoll, Trenton Police.
So what do we have here?
As to the arraignment, we wait for reading my client's case meeting.
All right. Ma'am, you're charged with possession of less than 25 grams of cocaine. That's a 4-year felony. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do say something in or out of court, whether orally or in writing, it can be used against you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You have the right to be represented by a lawyer not only today, but at all subsequent court proceedings. Also, if you choose to submit the question with law enforcement, you have the right to be represented by a lawyer at that questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. You also have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days. That probable cause conference will take place. You'll be in front of Judge Hessen on March the 17th at 9. Preliminary exam will be March the 24th at 11:15. So those will be your preliminary exam and probable cause conference dates. At the preliminary exam, the people have to show that the crimes were committed and that you were the one who, or that crime was committed and you were the one who probably committed the crime. If they prove that, you'll be bound over for further proceedings to the circuit court. If they fail to prove that, the case would be dismissed and you would be discharged. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I don't believe she was printed in conjunction with this. Was she, detective, or was she?
She was not, Your Honor. She was in the hospital and she remained in the hospital after this.
All right. Counsel, what do you want to say regarding bond?
Your Honor, she's not on probation parole. She has no prior convictions. Judge, she's 50 years old. Currently, she's on disability for some mental illness. She lives in Southwood with her mother. She has two adult children, ages 18 and 29. Judge, I believe this case potentially surrounds the mental illness. That being said, she did do mental health treatment, and then she recently completed 16 days in rehab through Brighton. She's back on her medication. She walked in on her own volition, Judge. I'd ask consideration for a personal bond.
All right, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Personal bond, $10,000. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You don't have to post any money, but you must comply with these bond conditions that I just outlined in these. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. No contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. You're going to go to AANA once you go in twice a week. We're going to hand you a form. You have to go in person. Every time you go, you have to have the form signed. Every time you come to court, you have to bring the form with you. So AANA twice a week. I'm going to fill out an order. You're going to have to go over to to Trenton to be fingerprinted and photographed by 1 p.m. today. So I'm entering an order for prints, and you have to go over there today by 1 o'clock. We're going to give you the bond sheet. We're going to fax or email the order over to Trenton. And if you haven't already done so, you should fill out a petition for a court-appointed lawyer. March 17th at 9 will be your first court date. Any questions?
Yes, I have a state. That's the amount that they said I had was large.
Your Honor, this time my client is to not be talking about the facts, alleged offense at any
Ma'am.
point.
All they said was, don't talk to your lawyer. That they said you had less than 25 grams. They didn't say you had 25 grams or 50 grams. They said less than 25. That could be 1 gram. You mean half a gram. Don't talk about anything. You should not make any statements here against your interest, okay? That's what your lawyer was alluding to,
Okay,
okay? Just talk,
this is new to me, Judge.
well, good. Just don't say anything against your interest. Talk to your lawyer, okay? All right.
Thank you,
Anything
Judge.
else? No, I don't
No.
want you to say anything. Okay, good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Go down the hall, get your notice. Ralph Otis Davis. Do I have